in the morning edition, the government is set to borrow $100 million for disaster relief. Bills passed in the House of Assembly to avoid blacklisting. And police receive a new fleet of vehicles to assist with the war on crime. Days left to go before Christmas. Good morning to all of you. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is The Morning Edition. Thank you so much for waking up with us. And joining us live here on The Morning Edition to tell us how things are shaping up weather-wise is Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good morning, Basil.
Good morning, LaDawn. Well, we woke up this morning with some cooler temperatures and some stratiform clouds floating around our skies, as you can see on our satellite picture. Much of the cloudiness and showers are now pushing towards the south and east. The boundary itself is right across the southeast Bahamas in the vicinity of Crooked Island and Acklins. But outside of our studios, we have mostly cloudy skies. Temperature a very comfortable 69 degrees. Relative humidity 56%. East-northeast winds at 12 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure 1,022.3 millibars. That is 30.19 inches, and it is steady. Temperatures around the islands this morning: 65 degrees in Grand Torquay, Marshall, Barbacoa at 66, 65 in Freeport, Grand Bahama. As we take you into the Berry Islands, it warm up just a tad to about 70 degrees, 65 degrees in Allenstown, Bimini, 71 in Harbor Island. Here in the capital, we told you already, 72 in Roxanne, Eleuthera, Otterstown, Cat Island, 73, 72 in Stanley Key, that's in the Exumas, Kemp Space, St. Andrews at 72, in Fresh Creek, Central Andrews, 71 degrees. Further south into San Salvador and Rum Key, 73 degrees, in Clarenstown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, Acklins, and Ragged Island, all at 77, 78 in Matitown, Inagua, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 79 degrees. Your boating forecast for today: in the northwestern islands, northeast winds 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet. The high tide will take place at 6:51 this morning, low tide at 1:18 this afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands, caution flags are up. Northeast winds 15 to 20 knots, wave heights 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. And that's going to do it for your first look at weather, the morning edition. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Meanwhile, traffic reporter Sieska Adderley is standing by with traffic police on East Bay Street to tell us what is happening on our streets. Good morning, Sieska.
Good Thursday morning. This morning's traffic report, we're coming to you live from the East Bay Street area. As you can see, traffic is moving steadily behind me. As a matter of fact, maybe a little too fast, but Sergeant Jerron Thompson is going to tell us if that is actually the case. Good morning, Sergeant Thompson. How are you?
Good morning to you. Good morning, Bahamas.
Good.
That is indeed the case. I'm glad you chose this area. This area needs some attention from us. Policies are ripping in this area. Speed limit in this area is 25 miles per hour.
And it's already windy, and I'm feeling extra wind as the cars pass, right, Sergeant Thompson?
I feel it as well. So motorists expect undivided attention in this area today.
So why do you think that they are moving with so much speed? Is it because of there's not a police presence on the physical streets, or?
That and the fact that some of these persons might be running late for work, so they're trying to make up for that time with speed on the road.
Okay, now Sergeant Thompson, you also wanted to bring issue to the school zones. I know we're not in a school zone, but you also wanted to make light of that?
Yes, I know the school zone times, the speed limit is 15 miles per hour. That's between 7:30 a.m. and 9 a.m. and then again at 2:45 p.m. to 4 p.m. But I just would like persons to be mindful that exams are going on for the junior high schools throughout the capital and some senior high schools, where once students are completed with their exams, they are allowed off campus to go home. And I just want persons to be mindful to watch out for these school students, even though they might be coming out of school at a different time.
Okay, now Sergeant Thompson, let's also speak to those students that you said will be leaving school not at their regular hours. How should they proceed leaving school and heading home or wherever they plan to go after school?
In an orderly fashion, and utilize the sidewalks. And also when they are crossing the road, you know, sometimes these students, they will challenge you, and they'll take their slow time when you allow them across the road and walk. And some of them, they will have a mouthful to say to you. Just remember that you are the adult. don't allow these students to, cause you get in the situation with the police.
All right, thank you so much. And just right before you leave, Sergeant Thompson, just remind everybody of the speed limit, because we are still seeing vehicles on the side of us speeding.
The speed limit in this area, once again, is 25 miles per hour. Be mindful, we'll be out here with the speed gun shortly.
All right, thank you so much. Sergeant Thompson, you heard him. They will be out, so make sure you are within the speed limit or you could end up with a fine. Back to you in the studio, LaDawn.
Thanks, Jessica. Now on to our top story this morning. The government intends to borrow $100 million from the Inter-American Development Bank to fund the Natural Disaster Emergency Program. This is to bring relief from the impact of a severe natural disaster can have on the country's finances. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Peter Turnquest, advised House members of the resolution that will be debated in the House of Assembly next week. He says this is after the Bahamas was hit for 3 consecutive years by Hurricanes Joaquin, Matthew, and Irma.
This is a standby contingent line of credit. In other words, this is not money that we are drawing down. It is making the funds available in the event that we have a national disaster requiring immediate funding. The IDB will stand by to provide that immediate funding in such an event. So this does not count. Yeah, this does not count as a liability to the government until such time as those funds are actually drawn down. So this is just giving the authority to draw down money in the event of an event, and there are triggers for that to happen.
The House of Assembly passed a compendium of bills intended to create new regulations that govern the financial services sector and ensure that the Bahamas is not blacklisted by the European Union. Those bills include the Commercial Entity Substance Requirement Bill, the Penal Code Amendment Bill, the Nonprofit Organizations Bill, the Removal of Preferential Exemptions Bill, and the Register of Beneficial Ownership Bill. Minister of Financial Services, the Honorable Brent Simonet, says the OECD has expressed concern over citizenship for sale, something he says does not occur here in the Bahamas.
The permanent residence certificate from now on will be stamped not for use for tax purposes, because their concern is persons will use a permanent residence certificate to re-domicile their assets for tax purposes. So we'll be coming up shortly with a new regime to make sure that the permanent residency, those who apply and want it, because there are a lot of people who apply and do not need permanent residency. The permanent residency here, in a lot of cases, is a home ownership issue. But those who want a tax certificate, there will have to be a new regime also to make sure the tax certificate complies with international requirements.
Minister of Finance and Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Peter Turnquest, who wrapped up the debate on the bills, says the Bahamas must chart its own course and determine its own vision. He says there are still emerging issues the Bahamas will have to address with regards to the digital economy, but the Ministry of Finance is looking at those to determine where the G20 and OECD are headed and trying to move before they do.
As I've said to the industry, that is when we have to stop, plant our feet in the ground, say to the OECDs and the rest of the world, hey, we've done what you want. We believe that we are now operating on best practice according to your standards. We're not going any further than this. And now we are going to find compliant ways in which to do business.
Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, the Honorable Michael Pintard, revealed that Bahamians can expect to see a transformation in the country's agricultural sector over the next 3 years. He told ZNS News that tens of thousands of acres are being cultivated on Andros, Grand Bahama, Exuma, Eleuthera, and Abaco, beginning with 500 in the very near future.
Based on the proposals that we have seen, that we are now going to move into a new dispensation of large-scale agriculture production. And when I say large-scale, I'm making a distinction between a 10, 15, 20, or even a 50-acre plot, which we already have. In fact, some of our farms in Abaco have 200 acres under cultivation. We now have proposals where there are groups interested in 5, 10,000, 20,000 plots in order to grow sorghum, to produce crops that will allow us to create feed for our livestock, which is a tremendous constraint presently in the Bahamas, as well as to use as a raw material for the production of a variety of things, including beverages.
Pinjard further pointed out how some of those agriculture-based projects that are in the pipeline will be livestock and produce production.
We're spending a lot of time now talking with funding agencies who are in fact prepared to work with entrepreneurs to help them to get established. The cabinet has approved poultry production, and there are several other proposals in the pipeline with respect to livestock production, which we anticipate in the first quarter of next year will be approved. Similarly, we have a number of significant projects that are in the pipeline with respect to produce production, and several of those projects come with the requisite funding.
Police met with the press yesterday, passing on safety reminders for this upcoming holiday season. During the briefing, they covered a number of safety practices, including home, traffic, and personal precautions. Police Superintendent Shanta Knowles says that because this is a high activity season, persons need to be extremely careful when carrying out their day-to-day plans. She also gave some tips for business owners.
We know that this is a joyous time. The Christmas time is one of the most exciting times in the Bahamas. There are lots of parties going on, lots of shopping going on, and sometimes we could find ourselves being carried away and not paying attention to our security during this time. So we find it fitting at this time to come and talk to members of the public about safety tips for the holiday season. Use the services of armored vehicles or other security assistance. Do not believe that it is okay for you to get into your personal vehicles with large sums of cash and make deposits. You never know who is watching, and it is important that you be aware of this at all times.
And still to come in the morning edition, police officers have received a new fleet of cars to help keep us safe. That story and more when the morning edition comes right back.
Eagle Electric and Lighting is the biggest electrical supplier in the Bahamas. But did you know we also carry unique household items like lamps, plants, ceiling fans, edgy artwork, LED security lights, lawn furniture, mattresses, pillows, loads of refrigerators, power tools, appliances. Come visit our recently expanded showroom, conveniently located on Tanique Williams Darling Highway Roundabout. Eagle, best quality, best price, guaranteed.
If you are building or renovating, and if you want a one-stop shop, then We Buy You Sell, your windows and doors specialist, is the place for the highest impact, highest quality, fully laminated hurricane impact windows and doors, lifelong lasting PVC frame with steel in the frame, non-rust mechanism throughout the frame. We also have the best prices on porcelain, plank, and mosaic tiles. Visit We Buy You Sell in the old Hastings Tile Building on Robinson Road, or call us at 327-6427 or 698-1140.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
Janae's Chesapeake Road Christmas Wonderland is now open under the Big Tent. Get up to 20% off the best prices and selection on Christmas decor in town to give your home or office the look and feel of Christmas. Check out Janae's large selections of colorful ornaments, mesh, picks, flowers, LED lights, and trees. And especially for back-to-school customers who downloaded Mobile Assist and favored Janae's, check your smartphone for an exclusive further discount. Check out Janae's Chesapeake Road and take a sneak peek at the toys while you're there.
Back to the morning Morning Edition. Funeral arrangements have not yet been made for former principal of NCA, Brentford Isaacs, who died last week Friday after suffering from a massive heart attack in his office. He was 65 years old. NCA's business manager, Vernon Deal Sr., says faculty, staff, and students are still mourning the fallen principal's death and says Isaacs is leaving some shoes that are extremely hard to fill.
Coping, but it's not easy. It means that you have to go extra, you have to go beyond the call of duty because it's a big foot to fill, literally. And, you know, it's a lot of things that he done. Every one of us have different areas. And we lean on one another, we bounce things off of one another. So he speaks with Dr. Mills and myself every day. And even that morning I went in to see him and, you know, he bounced some things off you. And, you know, so that's the kind of relationship that we all had, you know. And so it's like he's going to be greatly missed.
At least 10 vehicles were blessed during a special ceremony on the grounds of police headquarters. One by one, the force's chaplain, Father Stephen Davies, blessed the vehicles that will be used to fight the war on crime. And while crime numbers are down this year compared to last year's numbers, Assistant Commissioner of Police Emmerich Seymour says the vehicles will be put to good use and are expected to hit the road today.
The Commission's wisdom decided that you know, it's best for us to have these vehicles blessed before they go out and provide the policing services to the people of the Commonwealth of Bahamas. And so this morning we're doing just that. So our chaplain, Father Stephen Davies, is blessing all of the police vehicles, operational police vehicles that have been distributed to the stations to ensure that we continue to provide both quantitative and qualitative policing services to the people of Commonwealth Bahamas. And so it is necessary for us to ensure that they are commissioned properly, but blessed, thankful to Almighty God, and of course to ensure that we continue to provide ask for his safety for the officers as they traverse the streets of the Providence.
The Broadcasting Corporation's Great Gatsby Christmas celebration is fast approaching, and the ongoing activities of the staff have all geared up. The ugly sweater competition was, well, let's take a look.
The Great Gatsby is just 9 days away, and if you don't remember what that is, well, it's the Broadcasting Corporation's Christmas Bash, a bash that has a myriad of activities and events leading up to it. We gave you a sneak preview of the Great Gatsby's Ugly Sweater Contest, but today we're going to show you the ugliest of them all. Board consultant Earl Thompson thought he had it all, until news editor Fern Carey and administrator Garnell Dames showed their designs. I'm warning you though, this is not pretty or for the faint at heart. And as I said, no paper would be read, nor results we will see until the night of the Great Gatsby. This is Tanya Smith-Cartwright for ZNS Network News.
Now, Johnny, I'm hoping that someone from the newsroom actually wins the ugly sweater competition. I see you're wearing your necktie.
There were a lot of them in there, and I saw you in the background. You didn't have your sweater on, though.
No, I didn't, but I was able to help Fern with her actual sweater. So hopefully she'll win that.
Well, Dawn, coming up in sports, the best regatta getting underway today in Montague Bay.
That story and more ahead in sport.
No one wants to imagine a world without lights. So at AG Electric, we're committed to providing the Bahamas with the best selection of lighting products. We're inviting you to come into our showroom on number 32 Jerome Avenue, where you'll find everything you'll need and want. Our products are elegant and upscale, but they're also functional and affordable, which leaves you feeling good, your space looking better, and your pocket feeling great. AG Electric. Telephone 393-8192. We're serious about lighting.
Rugs, carpet tiles, ceramic tiles, floor mats, even vinyl flooring. Find them all at Wright's Carpet Masters, located on Burnett Road. Let them cater to your home or your office needs, and you can choose from a variety of carpets, floor mats, cashmere, oriental rugs, and area rugs. And if you can't come to us, we will bring the business to you, offering free estimates and deliveries to the Family Islands. Wright's Carpet Masters will get it right for you. Located on Burnett Road, telephone number 364-1260.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources presents the 2018 Best of the Best Regatta. December 6th through 9th, witness the best in Bahamian sloop sailing as we invade the Montague foreshore with pure sailing gold. Come and see which boats will reign supreme. And when the sun goes down, the best in Bahamian entertainment will light up the stage. It's the Best of the Best Regatta, December 6th through 9th at the Montague foreshore.
We'll be with you through new beginnings and sunset endings, through toil and many tears, through the joys and many fears. For all of life's ever-changing moments, trust J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers for all of your insurance needs. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Welcome to sports, everybody. A skipper's party held last night at the Montague foreshore, giving the sailors the opportunity to mingle before the actual competition gets underway. The official draw also taking place, letting skippers know how they will line up for the various races. Action on the water gets underway today. The first race set for 9 a.m. The second will follow at 11:30. The final race is at 3:30 p.m. The tide will determine how the different classes are sailed. 9 sloops making up the A class. 10 sloops are in Class B, while Class C has 26. Competition runs through Sunday in Montague Bay. Justin Roberts continuing his winning ways at the Tallahassee Tennis Future in Florida. In round of 16 action yesterday, Roberts took down American Paul Oosterman in straight sets, 7-6 and 7-6. This is the highest ranked opponent that Roberts has beaten so far this year. He will be back on the court again today in the quarterfinals against second seed Dmitry Popko from Kazakhstan. A very competitive and exciting senior boys game on the court yesterday at the AF Valley Gym as the government secondary schools continue with its basketball season. The C.I. Gibson Rattlers and Doris Johnson Mystic Mullins needing overtime to decide a winner. In the end, it would be Doris Johnson holding on for a 63-61 win behind 17 points from Jana Shepard. From the high school basketball ranks abroad, Blake Darling Jr. now in his senior year at the Masters Academy in Orlando, Florida, where his Eagles have taken flight, soaring to a 3-0 record. In their most recent victory, an 87-54 win against Lake Howell, Blaze led the team with 28 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. The Premier Skills Soccer Academy recently traveling abroad for competition. They had 3 teams entered, and here's how they did.
The U14s were returning champions. Fortunately, they couldn't repeat the success they had last year. Still played really well. The U12s finished second in their group, finished second in the tournament overall. Got the silver medal, made us proud, and the U11s won it. Last year we started with about 90 kids. Through to our second term, we were up around 110, and this year we're up to around 155 kids in the program. It's completely football-based. We have 4 terms. We actually run a program. It's like a school curriculum. Every 2 weeks we change the subject or the skill, and the last 2 terms are futsal, which is soccer on a hard surface, and beach soccer based.
The University of the Bahamas will hold open tryouts for its women's softball team next Saturday. It starts 9 a.m. at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex.
We're building a team from the ground up. and we need bodies. So we need persons on all sides of the ball, all positions, especially pitches. We have a few ladies from the school presently that's interested, but we only have one, maybe two persons who have pitching experience. So we're also looking long-term since we're building the program. So also high school, 12th graders, 11th graders, even 10th graders, come on out to the showcase, the practice session. Let me see what your talent level is, and we can move from there. We do have some scholarship opportunities at hand, so we can hopefully keep some of our players local to come and not only get an education, but play sports while you're home.
That does it for sports in the morning edition. Stay tuned. A final check on weather is still to come.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources presents the 2018 Best of the Best Regatta. December 6th through 9th, witness the best in Bahamian smooth sailing as we invade the Montague foreshore with pure sailing gold. Come and see which boats will reign supreme. And when the sun goes down, the best in Bahamian entertainment will light up the stage. It's the Best of the Best Regatta, December 6th through 9th at the Montague foreshore.
Was the talk of the town, but get ready for more.
More energy, more excitement, exhilarating, compelling, informative, educational talk on The Conversation.
I'm Shanique Miller. Pull up a chair with a cup of tea and join me weekdays at 4 on Radio Bahamas, 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and The Light, 810 AM for The Conversation. I'm excited to have you around the table.
Like when you're on the island and you're trying to duck the mosquitoes? Yeah. Pretty much.
This is our big adventure. See it on Ordinary People. Right here on TV 13. Yes!
In our final look at weather, that cold front now across the southeast Bahamas, just to the south of Crooked Island and Ackless, making its way towards the Mayaguana area. And behind that, we still have some stratiform clouds, which are keeping things nice and mild. Temperature-wise, well, last night got down to about 69 degrees here in the capital. And we do anticipate a little warming heading into the weekend, but there's yet another cold front coming our way, as we will tell you in a short while. Mostly sunny and breezy today with pleasant conditions, 77 degrees for your high temperature. And then tonight, not bad at all, partly cloudy and cool, 66 degrees for your low temperature. The extended weather forecast warming up on the weekend, getting up to about 84 on Sunday. But come Monday, we expect another frontal system to push through here on Monday morning. That will bring with it some showers. Behind those showers, there will be a stream of cool air flowing in, and we will see temperatures in the low 60s during the nighttime, and that will take us right into the early part of next week. Ladon?
Thanks a lot, Basil, and that does it for the morning edition. Thank you so much for waking up with us. Join us again at 6 p.m. for our 2-hour newscast. Once again, I'm Ladon Davis. See you right back here tomorrow morning.